Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm here with another industry spotlight. I'm so happy to have Ken Muskat, the president of Scenic Group US and Latin America, here with me to chat a little bit about some exciting news from Scenic. Ken, thank you so much for jumping on here and spending some time with me.
Yeah, my pleasure. Always great to talk to you all.
So the big news this week, I know, was Scenic Ikon. It's the new ship coming out from Scenic. It's a part of the Discovery Yacht segment for the company. I was hoping you could sort of tell us a little bit about Icon and what sets this ship apart from all that Scenic already has to offer.
Yeah, we're super excited about it. This is the first new build that we've had for the Scenic brand for a while. Over the last few months, actually last year or so, we've announced quite a few new builds for the Emerald brand, and everybody was saying, well, what's going to happen next with Scenic? So we were super excited to finally share this news. This has been 3 years in the making. It's really taking all the success that we've had with Scenic Eclipse and Scenic Eclipse 2 and creating a whole nother class of vessel to continue to add to the Discovery Yacht fleet. Obviously, Scenic Ikon is going to be the most ambitious, largest thing that we've ever built in our company history for the last 40 years. And it's going to have all kinds of incredible elements as it relates to expedition, culinary, spa. But really, the nice thing is when you talk about the differentiation of Scenic Ikon versus what we have with the other two ships in the Scenic Discovery yacht fleet, is that Scenic Ikon's really predominantly going to be built for warm weather. She's going to be about 70% of her time in warm weather, 30% of her time in Antarctica and the polar regions, while Scenic Eclipse and Scenic Eclipse 2 are the opposite. They spend the majority of their time in the colder, polar regions and a little bit less time in the warm weather. So this enabled us to really change up the structure of Scenic Ikon with more outdoor space, pool, a lot more focus around spa and rejuvenation, outdoor dining, etc. So really excited for her to join in April of 2028.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned Eclipse, and I know when Eclipse came out, it sort of sent waves to the industry. Like this was really pushing what could be happening on these kind of yachts. Icon, you mentioned, is your most ambitious product. I'm curious for guests specifically, what can they expect coming on board? What's new on Icon? What makes this so ambitious?
Yeah, so we've really taken it, to a whole nother level. Obviously, when you're building a larger ship, you've got more ability to offer more amenities for the guests. So we're going to continue to offer what we do, which is really around all inclusivity, and really providing an incredible value for our guests. But we're also able to take it to the next level on the culinary and spa side, especially. So, for example, we're going to have 15 dining options for our guests to enjoy. And this is a ship that only holds 270 people. Yeah. So when you think about the fact that we're going to have 15 dining options, we're going to have a 2-level spa that's over 18,000 square feet, again, for 270 guests with all the latest state-of-the-art health and wellness and rejuvenation amenities that are in there. So, and then on top of that, we're also building a theater that is now going to be able to hold the entire ship, which is great for groups and charters and for all of the entertainment and specialty talks that we have in the theater throughout the day, as well as culinary events and demonstrations that we have in the theater. So really these amenities allow us on a larger ship to be able to do that. We're going to continue with the 2 state-of-the-art helicopters, the submersible, state-of-the-art tenders for whenever we have to use tenders to get into port for our guests, as well as all the marine toys and latest and greatest innovations as it relates to the marina. So it's really just taking everything to the next level and figuring out how to enjoy these warm weather destinations that we're going to be going to on a ship like this that is going to be the most luxurious, innovative, sustainable, from an environmental perspective, focused ship out there.
Yeah, 15 dining venues for 270 people. Like, it seems wild to be even saying that. Like, the amount, the intimacy on those dining venues must be pretty extraordinary. And I know that's something advisors and clients loved about Eclipse too, and you're taking it a step further with this one.
Yeah, exactly. Eclipse, we really did a great job with the guest to space ratio, and this is even taking it to the next level. Eclipse holds 228 guests. This ship holds 270. So at the end of the day, you're not talking about really that many more people, but on a ship that's significantly larger. So the guest to space ratio and all of that, all of those amenities, and being able to enjoy privacy in some real nooks and crannies throughout the ship is really going to be very evident on Scenic Ikon.
Yeah. So I know what's really special about these kind of ships too is where they can go, where they can sail to, what they can sail through. I know you mentioned Icon is built for warm weather. I was hoping you can tell us a little bit about sort of Icon's expedition capabilities and also what's on tap for the inaugural itineraries as well.
Yeah, sure. So the inaugural itineraries, actually the inaugural is already sold out, which is great because we opened that up to loyalty guests and top tier VIPs, and that's already sold out. And that's a sailing from Venice beginning in April of 2028. The maiden season runs through March of 2029 and includes 110 ports across 21 countries, and it features 26 new destinations for the Scenic brand. So some of the highlights include the Mediterranean, obviously, the Aegean Sea in Egypt. We're going to explore Cape Verde Islands and Dakar, and then we're going to be traveling to Antarctica, the Falkland Islands, and the Chilean Fjords. So when you think about that, it's really an incredible mix of and a balance of cultural immersion, landscapes from a scenery perspective, adventure and expedition. And like I mentioned, in all of these places where we can utilize, and you can't utilize it in all of the places, but in the places that we can utilize the helicopters and the sub and all of the marina water sports that we have available, that really allows us to provide an expedition and a discovery kind of experience, even in warm weather. Not to mention, of course, that's given in Antarctica, and what we do in Antarctica is really amongst the best. It is just takes our enrichment team, our discovery team. They take that experience to the entire next level, utilizing all the toys and amenities that we have on board, along with their education and their experience of the Antarctica region. So in all these places, Scenic Ikon is going to shine.
Okay. So I've had the pleasure of talking to a few other people in the industry over the last few months about sort of the growth of this segment, the luxury cruise segment, and things like that. Icon seems to be like another like pole in the ground, another marker in the ground that's going to sort of tell the future of this industry. I was hoping you'd talk to me a little bit about that, about what this launch, what seems Icon, and sort of the expansion from Scenic Group really says about the vision and the growth of the luxury cruise segment.
Yeah, I mean, I think the luxury cruise segment is on fire right now, and specifically the segment around smaller ships, expedition, ultra luxury, all inclusiveness is really what people are looking for. We've seen a tremendous increase in demand on river cruises, which we saw over the last few years, and then just recently, in the last 2 to 3 years, we've seen this focus and awareness on small ship luxury yachts, whether that's the growth of Scenic, whether it's some competition that's coming into the marketplace with very well known names from the hotel industry that's bringing awareness to what these ships have to offer. But the nice thing about it is that compared to the competition, and what really sets us apart is the value and all of the amenities that are unmatched. When you look at everything that is all included on Scenic Ikon and any of our Scenic Discovery yacht ships, the value is unmatched versus what anybody else has out there. But the demand is huge for these smaller luxury ships, mostly because of what they provide, the experience they provide, the destinations that they can get into that larger ships cannot get into. So there's significant growth. And with Scenic Group, we're very excited because Scenic Ikon marks the 6th new ship that we're going to be building over the next 3 years. And that is over river, that's over our Emerald yacht fleet, and now our Scenic yacht, Discovery yacht fleet. So really, all of these smaller ships and the river cruise segment is continuing to grow significantly, and we are very excited to be a leader in that growth. 6 new ships in the next 3 years across both brands and all segments is quite ambitious and really exciting, and it shows our commitment and the excitement we have around this category's growth.
Yeah, the appetite for this kind of vacation, this kind of travel just seems kind of insatiable right now for a certain part of the population. I'm super excited to see where it goes. Like you mentioned, like you have 2028 until ICOC comes out, but I imagine like talking to you in 2028, things will look significantly different even then.
Oh yeah, I mean we've got our first Emerald River ship, new Emerald River ship coming out this coming April of 2026. Then in May we've got the next Emerald yacht of Emerald Kaya coming out. It goes from there. So we've got 2 ships in 26, 2 in 27, and 2 in 28. So very excited for it.
Yeah, the last thing I want to ask you about is Scenic Group's Living Lists initiative. I know this is a new thing for Scenic. I know a lot of advisors are interested in hearing about it. I was hoping you'd tell us a little bit about what Living List is, and then why it should be important to advisors.
Yeah, we did some consumer research that was really interesting, and it basically told us, the long and short of it basically said, look, 7 out of 10 Americans today are not satisfied with the amount of vacations or the types of vacations that they've taken at this point in their life. And there's a number of reasons behind it. Either they were, challenged with the planning, they weren't sure where to go, which of course this is where travel advisors provide great expertise, or they were worried about the price or whatever the case may be, or they just didn't know where to start. They felt overwhelmed. So we took that data and we said, we're going to make it easier for you, and we're going to create the living list. Now, first of all, the living list is not the bucket list. The bucket list tends to be for people that are saying, when I'm at this age and I'm much older, I want to do these things. We're saying don't wait and do it now. And that's why it's called the living list. And we created 3 different types of packages. One is the Explorer Pass, which offers 3 trips to take in the next 5 years. So it locks in the trips, it locks in the price. We also have the Journey Pass, which is 5 trips in the next 5 years. And then the Ultimate Legacy Pass, which is 10 trips in the next 5 years. And what this allows us to do is look at our entire portfolio and say to you, you know what, we're going to lock in for you your choice of a river cruise, an expedition, a Caribbean Emerald yacht vacation experience, a land vacation experience. We've got all these different options you could choose from. You lock in the rate, you lock in the vacation experience over the next 5 years, and then you know that it's taken care of. And your living list is accomplished at that point. You could say, you know what, I've got my vacation plans for the next few years already done. Price is locked in, got nothing to worry about, and I'm going to accomplish all of these things that only the Scenic Group portfolio can provide. So that's really where it stemmed from, and it's a interesting approach to taking this research and saying, let us work with you, let us work with the trade to make this even easier for you to go ahead and book and plan.
Yeah. And I've heard a lot of advisors compare themselves to financial planners. This seems like along those lines, like you're planning for your future. I think the living list is probably a better term than bucket list. Like you're not, half the word isn't saying things are going to end,
Yeah,
so all
exactly.
good. Yeah. Well, Ken, always such a pleasure to talk to you. I really appreciate it. It's so exciting with the Scenic Icon. I'm incredibly interested to see what happens with the segment going forward. And hopefully we'll be able to check in with you pretty soon too.
Sounds good, Dan. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the support.